So totally in love with this stuff. It kind of made me wish that I had black mulch. Hey guys, welcome back to another Art of Gardening. I'm your host, Melissa Lalo Johnson, and today we are discussing black mulch dye. So it's taken me a hot minute to be able to use this stuff because if you look at my pictures, I use pine bark nuggets, which are brown, different variations of brown. So it took me a minute to be able to get this together, but my dear neighbor and dear friend up the street, Amy Gray at Cannington Farms, she uses black mulch. So I said to her, hey, I need to be able to come over and test this stuff on your mulch. And we were literally dying, pun intended, at what happened when we used this stuff. It was amazing. So she got mulch last year, black mulch. She lives up on a high hill. She's dealing with a lot of different things like weather conditions. I mean, she's kind of like exposed to all weather. So dealing with high winds and the sun beats down on her property. There's no shade. So it definitely bleaches the mulch out over a season. So when I started this black mulch, let's go to the beginning. So I mixed it up in the sprayer and I used the double nozzle on a fine mist spray so that I could get very easily and very quickly around plants, which you can see it worked perfectly. There was a little bit of spray that got on some of the plants on the bases, but again, this is biodegradable, non-toxic, so it shouldn't hurt the plants. The color was phenomenal. So I mixed it at the higher rate. It was 3 to 6 ounces per gallon. I used 6 ounces per gallon, which was actually perfect because it was nearly 6 ounces in the measuring cup that comes in the PetraTools HD 4000 cart sprayer. So it was perfect. I kind of just filled that cup and emptied it in and mixed it up. And started applying. And I even sprayed it over top of the leaves that were left in the garden bed, and then it made them look like mulch. I mean, it was wild. So totally in love with this stuff. It kind of made me wish that I had black mulch. So, but anyway, so sprayed it over top of the mulch and even sprayed it over top of, she had like a white cap for, I guess it would be probably septic in the garden bed. I even sprayed it over top of that and it covered it in black. So it just kind of made the whole bed kind of blend together. Makes the colors pop, of course, of the evergreens and the different shrubs and things that she has. So I was very impressed with it. It took me, I think I did a total of 4 gallons in the front. So that's what I used to get both sides of the front entrance. And yeah, I mean, even after it dried, you know, it was very dark when it went down and I was kind of thinking, okay, well, if the sun dries it, it was a warm day yesterday, 85 degrees, sun shining, and it dried it pretty quickly and it was very dark still. I mean, almost exactly the same as when I applied it. So it gave new life to the garden. I mean, what was wild too that I thought was pretty crazy was some of the areas of the bed were, you know, the larger pieces of the mulch had kind of washed away, or it wasn't, you know, it wasn't fully intact with mulch through the entire bed. But after spraying the entire bed and having the color just be rejuvenated across the board, it looked fabulous. I mean, she said to me at the end, she's like, thank you so much for making hours less of work for me. You know, to have to do. So it made the whole bed look fresh and beautiful. In fact, I even sprayed right over some of the drip lines that were there. Her drip lines are black. So I just sprayed right over it because some of the lines were kind of sticking up out of the mulch. But other than that, I mean, it was really fantastic. Now, again, with any of the dyes, using the green grass paint or this, the black mulch dye, I really highly recommend that you take extra special care of your sprayer. And at the end, make sure that you rinse out any sediment or anything that may be left in the sprayer. So I unplugged the little cap at the bottom where the filter is and made sure that I got everything out of there, sprayed it with the jet stream. That loosened up some of the things that were, caught down in the filter. And then what I do is I fill it with warm water and then use the handle and put it in the lock position, fill the entire sprayer all the way up. And then I just kind of set it in the grass and let it spray. And another good point too, when you're putting the color, when you're mixing the solution with the water in the sprayer, I always try to do this in the grass. So whether I'm using the green grass paint or, something like this, you do not want to get this stuff on cement. I did make a couple spills on her driveway, but I was able to get the hose right away and kind of spray it really, really well and hard in those spots. And it was fine. I mean, it was a very faded black spot, but if that drops on the cement and then let it stay like that, it's gonna definitely stay. This is a permanent paint. So, so definitely make sure that you're taking care when you are mixing it and keeping the sprayer washed out and cleaned out afterwards. But I think you'll be pretty impressed as you see the different images of how this went down. It was a very easy process, actually very enjoyable. I would also highly recommend that you use old tennis shoes because I could kind of feel like a very light spray. As it was kind of windy yesterday, we were getting a little bit of gusting. So as it would come through, which is very typical I'm in Kansas City, so there's never a good day to do a spray application, but I was aware of that. So as I would feel the wind kind of picking up, I didn't spray. And then as soon as it would calm down, I'd start spraying again. But the application went fantastic. And what a difference in these beds. I mean, they look absolutely fabulous. So from the mixing to being able to apply it, to cleaning your tank. This is a permanent dye, so I do anticipate her beds will look just as good through the entire season, which I'll be posting updated pics for you to see and kind of follow along on the black mulch dye. So if you haven't tried this yet, definitely get after it. You can find it at PetraTools.com. It is definitely worth the investment to refresh your mulch rather than having to buy brand new. So check it out. If you have any questions, send me a message, leave it on the comments below, and we will get back to you. Thanks again. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed my review of the PetraMax Black Mulch Dye. Have a great summer, everyone.